Whoa. Not everything was quite perfectly loaded when the camera shot jumped over. I'm usually in the camp of, you know, if the game loads faster, get me in there sooner. If more stuff has to load like a second later, then whatever. I'll take, you know, the loading time speed bonus. But if it's a cutscene that you're loading in, I think that you should take however much time it takes to fully load it and then have it come in, not begin the cutscene and then the details pop in a second later. If it's gameplay, give me the faster load times. If it's cutscene, take your time. That's my opinion. Guess what? We're Ellie again. But yeah, good question. Why isn't Batman the Man with a Bat an actual movie? And how did I not think about the Batman from the Seattle Day 3 with Abby there that I was, you know, talking about a decent bit? How did I never actually call him Batman? I'm now realizing. That would have been perfect. So the good info I traded those fish for turned out to be bogus. Despite our repeated dead ends, my gut tells me the Fireflies are in Santa Barbara. Somewhere. I'm picturing the snark I'd be getting if you heard me say that. Shut up. I'm gonna check out another tip. Back in the suburbs. Wish us luck. I was sitting by the fire at night with Lev, looking at the waves, thinking about you. I told him your stupid joke about the skateboarding grandma. He laughed so hard he spit out his food. The happiest I've seen him yet. I miss you. You'd have liked it here. There are no towns, just small caravans that move up and down the coast. Everyone says Santa Barbara is haunted, like some Bermuda Triangle. I think it's beautiful. I saw a seal the other day. It had spots. Is this some karmic way of you mocking me? But yeah, it seems like Abby put Owen's boat to use and stuff here. But yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's exactly the reason why they did that. I have to hit spacebar apparently. So we found the boat.
How would she get up to the street from here?
So now we gotta go find her and stuff. So, oh, it doesn't keep the stuff that I had before. I don't think, unless this was the amount of bullets I had before. Does it keep my inventory from before? It's been so long. How much stuff do I have? I have lots of crafting materials. Oh, maybe this is my stuff from before, because Ellie's Day 3 in Seattle would have ended with the bloater segment, and I probably used a couple trap mines on the bloater and Molotovs. So that would explain why I'd be stocked up on things like health kits, but not necessarily on trap mines, but I'd have a bunch of stun bombs. This probably is my inventory from before, isn't it? I have 2 arrows currently. And if I want to craft more, I have the means. When did I get a shit ton of recreational drugs? There's no way I just had this much unspent from before. Alright, this is the final stretch of the game. Like, what's gonna help me the most? So I have 161. And it's probably best that I use them now before, like, the actual segments start. Because then every time I restart checkpoint, I'm gonna have to, like, recraft the things that I want again. Speed of using a health kit. I guess that could help me here, because, like, this is gonna be the final stretch, so that I may as well use it here. Here's maximum health. I could eat, like, 1 more hit there. Did I get a shit ton of recreational drugs? Man, if I had a nickel for every time I heard that. Yeah, that's what I say every time I get pulled over. Endure otherwise lethal damage will instead leave you at low health, giving you an opportunity to escape. That does seem really good, but, like, that's 100 right there. Like, I can't afford that anyway. Craft melee upgrade, if I can afford that. But, like, it's probably not too important. I maxed out this tree for, like, the stealth kills and stuff. I'm gonna have to remember how to play Ellie again. Move faster while aiming. That's not half bad. And then I can craft more arrows this way, and then I arrow guys a bunch. Hold on, can I afford that? So it's 120. Ooh, okay, yeah, that would be 150. I have 161. I could max out this tree, and then anytime I want to craft arrows, I can craft 2 for the price of 1. Of course, I can only craft 1 arrow now. I'm sure I'll get a little bit of tape there. I'll be able to craft more. I probably want to craft some of these, but that doesn't take any of those materials, so I'm good. Here, let's craft a couple things. Like that. Like this. Had a friend who played the first Last of Us game just for the gameplay and ignored the story. I mean, fair enough. I do think the gameplay of these games is pretty good. Yeah, I feel like I'm probably going to want to rely on arrows a decent bit. Maybe I will just max out that branch. I'm tempted to do that, but like... Oh, but I could get explosive arrows. Yeah, I know that when most people think of The Last of Us, they think of, you know, the story that it tells. But honestly, the gameplay of the games is actually really good. When it's not breaking, because you're playing the PC version. Craft more trap mines. Wait. So that'd be 60. That'd be 80. Yeah, I could do that. That'd be 130. Craft more explosive arrows. Huh, that'd be 170. If I pick up a few more drugs, then I could craft, like, more explosive arrows. Explosive arrows might be kind of fun to do, especially because I haven't showcased those yet. Like, I haven't tried them out. I don't even know if when I played casually I ever got explosive arrows. So that might actually be new to me.
How would she get up to the street from here?
So, this review was, I love how I can just shoot stuff. No bricks or anything. Explosive arrows. Craft more trap mines. Yeah, so then I do this. Craft 2 bombs. Yeah, and then I have a whole bunch of trap mines. And then here, it takes that and explosive. Gotcha. But if I get a few more drugs, I could craft a couple at once. It might be fun to use some explosive arrows in the final segment here. No, do not arm that. Get that out of here. Alright, yep, that ammo type. Yeah, I don't have a scope on this or anything. And then, yeah, those are my only 2 short guns. Alright, yeah, I think this sounds good. It was the original version of this game that they played. They said, Abby is the best because she's a beast. So weird hearing original version of this game. I can't believe they released a remaster to a game that wasn't that old at all. Like, ooh, there, do that. Like, I get bringing, like, an enhanced port to the next console. And, I mean, maybe it's just the name that's throwing me off then. And this really is just, like, the enhanced PS5 port that came over with, like, additional content. As a lot of game developers will do, like, so many Wii U games came over to the Switch with extra content. This came over to the PS5 from the PS4 with additional content with a roguelike mode. And stuff. But I think the fact that they just slapped remaster on the title caused controversy because people were like, remastered? Really? I guess following suit to how Part 1 got a remaster. Or just the first game got a remaster. Part 1 is technically the name of the remake. If you want to be all official-like. Probably that way, but what if there's something over here? Now not safe for work games? Those games I play for the gameplay. As one should. I don't know why it disabled the thing that showed what things I picked up. I don't remember where it is. Prompts, collectible tracking. I thought it was in accessibility somewhere. Is what I thought. It won't be alternative controls. I don't think. Like, I would think it would be in visual aids. I don't even know. Navigation and traversal? Skip puzzle option, infinite breath. And it's a listen mode. I don't have a listen mode anyway. Screen reader? No, not that. Combat accessibility? Oh yeah, just things that make it easier. I don't know where the option is. I can't find it anymore. I just have to be good enough at this game at this point to know what I'm picking up. I have so many hours in this. I can't be expected to have the game tell me what I'm picking up anymore. I gotta figure it out. Ooh, I still have auto pickup on. So I might pick something up before I even get the chance to see the icon and know what I picked up. Like, that's happened when I was playing part 1 and stuff. But yeah, would have been better to use the term director's cut rather than remaster. I think so. If they took like a naming convention like Ghost of Tsushima, then people would be like, oh yeah, look, it's just like the same version of the game, but there's some more stuff in it. But when you call it a remaster, then there's a lot more of a mentality of, you know, there's more going into it. Like they remastered the game. So, I think that there's the certain connotation that comes with the name remaster that has certain implications there. How's it going, Politico Stefan? Yeah, that same friend supposedly played Hoonie Pop because they loved the match 4. Am I not, like, am I dumb? I could totally climb this in real life. Like, climb up onto this and then, do that. I love match 3 games. Why do you think I play so many? Oh, here we go. I gotcha. I gotcha. I'm just being a little dumb is all. Alright, well, I think I've done all my prep that I need to before things start. Yeah, so I'm not fully stocked up on crafting materials anymore. But look, my inventory here, it's pretty solid. I'm pretty set here. Do wish I had more ammo on my long guns, but I think those got eaten by the arcade bloater. I have a decent bit of stuff here. And with all this stuff, like, I'm very stocked for grounded. I'm fine. Look, this is gonna go swimmingly. Just check this out. This is gonna be great.
Now what?
Just you wait.
I'm here in Santa Barbara.
They just so happen to all be not safe for work games, as they don't make safe for work ones. Wonder why. Guess all the match 4 gamers just have a common hobby. Something. Wait for it to not go swimmingly and instead go totally drowningly. Can't wait for that. I honestly forgot there was a zombie segment here. I thought it was just people segments, but this does seem familiar now. But because it's not, like, right in the forefront of my memory, that means that it went super swimmingly and that this isn't a troublesome segment at all, right? I remember the human segments being troublesome. Which, I mean, especially makes sense as it's essentially the final levels of the game. Okay. Damn. Yeah, I stealth take down so fast. I picked up something off of you, which is rare, but I don't know what it was. Do we have some stuff in here? Is that a workbench? I want some drugs. That is not a workbench. Ooh, but there's some parts and stuff. I have no idea what I can upgrade. I don't know what my things are at. It's been so long since I played Ellie. I know I told you I'd wait for you here, but it's not safe. Rattlers are all through these woods. I can't risk getting chained up again. I'll be in that place where I told you that ping pong ball joke. I miss your laugh. Hope you got out okay. Yoink. Hey, an arrow. Sweet. But yeah. What do we get harmonium merch with a T that says I want some drugs? Yeah, I would have to actually go through like a manufacturer to make things like a T. But if ever, like, somebody wants something plastic, I have a 3D printer. I could absolutely 3D print, like, little plastic posters that say something like that. Just 3D print some, little plaques that have a hat and I want some drugs text, well, sky flashing there because this is part 1, or not part 1 PC, part 2 PC. The Last of Us would have been better if it was match 4. Real talk. We need a match 4 version of this game. Maybe when they make Last of Us Part 2 remastered, maybe we'll be lucky enough to have a match 4 version. Maybe that's what they should add in the accessibility options. Disable the gameplay completely. Play a match 4 game instead. Should be one of the options you can toggle in accessibility options. Let's just be real here. We're going the Skyrim route with 12 remasters. Can't wait for that. It'll be great. After all, they seem to only know how to make 2 games over and over again. And 1 multiplayer game that got canceled. Which some people seem to think that... Oh. That the roguelike mode in this game was kind of the replacement of... Man, can you, like, screw off, please? Give me your water thing here. Gosh dang it, man. I mean... maybe with these things I could deal with the clicker, but I have to deal with the clicker first. So, I mean, like... If I just, like... Here, just... Can I then... Nah, I gotta do this then. Well, I gotta do whatever. Whatever. Is that worth? There's gotta be another brick around here somewhere. What you gonna do, huh? What's it gonna be? No. Oh, I thought I saw another swing coming out. Stop. Stalkers seem a lot easier to deal with in this game than I remember them being in part 1. And I think that's because you couldn't dodge in part 1. Whereas now stalkers are just like not very scary at all. Well, there goes my wood. And there goes my brick. My 2 most prized possessions. How will I build a shed now if I need to in an emergency? What, 2 games, Skyrim and Skyrim? No, I'm saying for Last of Us here. The first game and the second game. That would be funny to imagine. There's just Skyrim and Skyrim. I guess you could argue there's Skyrim VR. Can't wait for them to bring this game to VR. Which is literally pointless because it's a third-person game. Remember when they used Nintendo Labo to make Breath of the Wild third-person, even though... Or third-person. To make Breath of the Wild VR, even though there's literally no point because it's a freaking third-person game, so, like, who cares? Like... Yeah, I was saying that, like, with multiple releases that... You know, with Last of Us here, we kind of just have the same 2 games coming out over and over again. Wonder what the multiplayer game would have looked like. Yeah, there is that. But they did release the Oblivion remake here recently, the Oblivion remaster. They still haven't released a new game in the Elder Scrolls series for a while. Who knows when Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna eventually come out. But hey, they're really good at continuing to put out Skyrim. And as of recently, they've now put out Oblivion too, and apparently people are really liking it. Doesn't show up on the screen, but I got a card. I would think even without it telling me, like, the things I'm picking up in the bottom left, that it would still say, like, in the top right, special card collectibles that I picked up. Is just all that UI disabled now? What is going on? Like, my picking stuff up UI has been disabled randomly between sessions before. Like, I don't know why this continues happening, and now it's just disabled more UI. I don't know why. What do you think about the announcement of Naughty Dog's work on a new game called Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet? I've heard of it, but that's as far as it goes. Kind of surprised they're working on a different franchise when there's a show that potentially depends on more Last of Us games. What, the HBO show you're saying? Depending on, like, more games coming out to keep on pumping out new seasons of the show? I haven't actually been looking at the reception of Season 2 of the show yet. I know that Season 1 really popped off. I should look into that at some point and see if, like, Season 2 has been popping off in terms of reception as well. But that would be true. Apparently they're working on Intergalactic and a different game too. It's not clear what the other game is, but apparently they're working on 2 games right now, I thought I heard. Intergalactic and something else. But I don't really know much about Intergalactic apart from just hearing that it exists. Damn you. Give me this crap. What was that, revolver? That was revolver. Hey! Hey! That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. Well, after they announced one like 7 years ago, after like 6 years after Skyrim came out, what, for remake or Elder Scrolls 6? Also, the Oblivion remaster is just more Oblivion, same gameplay and everything, only new graphics and some really minor tweaks. Basically the same game. I heard from Mortis that apparently the leveling works a lot better now. What way did I go to get that bullet before? Like, I'll use that on some Rattlers here shortly enough. Maybe if I just stare at the stalkers long enough, they won't, Did I just get 4 bullets there? Oh, he actually saw me. Hold on. Was that a 4 icon? If so, that's a shit ton of bullets. But it's only a shit ton of bullets if I don't use them here. Holy shit! What? Really? No. That is a shit ton of bullets. Really? Whatever. I got my bullets that I wanted, so I mean, I don't think that there's gonna be many upgrades for my guns anyway. I mean, unless I somehow got a whole bunch of parts like I got with my drugs. Okay, there was a trailer for the Intergalactic game at the Game Awards, so there's been serious work already. Okay. I remember them announcing your Elder Scrolls game like 7 years ago. No, I do. I do indeed. So I wasn't sure what you were referring to when you said they announced one like 7 years ago. Like I wasn't sure what the one was referring to, whether that was like another remaster or whether you're referring to Elder Scrolls 6. That's where my confusion was there. Alright, I don't know if there would be a workbench with the Rattler area, but I mean, as I check the current season, the HBO show is getting review bombed by audiences, kind of like the player review bombing on Metacritic for the Part 2 game. I would say I'm surprised, but I'm really not. That is kind of the internet for you. Yoink, yoink. Would you let me get away with No. No. Wouldn't be anything over here, would there? Maybe I'll just get that revolver bullet and get out. It's not going to be worth killing these guys to interact with the workbench. I don't think. Is there a way that I can check my inventory of parts? Is that like a thing I could do? Or is it not? I mean, like, what upgrades am I going to get at this point? Like, I have my accuracies, I have my stabilities and stuff. I'm not going to need, like, fire rate or anything. I don't... Oh, it shows right there, 46. There's not going to be anything that's super worth it anyway. Like, maybe I do, like, a cheap recoil or fire rate or something that I really don't care much about in Grounded anyway, so... Yeah, definitely not worth it to spend bullets and use that workbench. Yeah, you guys are noisy. I forget how I get out of here. What? Here. There we go. There's that. Now, before the other guy comes in here... I said before the other guy comes in here, damn it. Also, I'm very much seeing why this game was called Woke. Yeah. Like, I'm not the kind of person that's gonna be up in arms on the internet and being like, oh my god, I can't believe there's woke in my video game. I don't care. Especially when you use it to, like, actually do, like, interesting things with storytelling, which I think that this game does attempt to do. But I can see why, you know, some people of that camp and mentality would be up in arms like they were in the internet. Like, it definitely is a lot more... I hate using the term... I hate using the term woke, because it just sounds like, you know... A label? Is that the right word? I don't know. It sounds kind of like a meme joke term that doesn't, you know... really encapsulate things there. Hope you I wouldn't watch you otherwise. That camp is just bigoted. Like, I can't say that it's something that I agree with there, but yes, indeed, when you see the game, it's like, okay, yeah, now I can see why people were up in arms. I very much figured that when I... Stop! When I was playing through it casually. Like, I got it and stuff. Whee! Uh-oh. Damn it! Here, I'm gonna go through there without getting damaged. I'm gonna get my bullets and I'm gonna get out. Watch me. Check this out. Wait, did it checkpoint me here? Wait. Is this spawn position slightly different? I'm losing my mind. Just grab the things here. Yoink, yoink. Give me these. But yeah, there was a lot of issues that people took with this game. There's a lot of issues that I take with this game too. It being woke is not one of them. All right, I'm out of here. Oh my god! This is away I go. I've got places to be and all that. Whoops, I was trying to do like the running dive down, but it refused to do that. All right. Is it cutscene time? No, not yet. All right, I've still got a little bit to go then, I guess. X look at. Guess there's a decent bit of Zambi segments before you get to the human one and stuff. But yeah. I don't mind woke stuff unless it's used as an excuse for bad storytelling. Yeah, I can agree with that. I can absolutely agree with that. Where it's like, hey, the storytelling here really isn't all that great. But look, there's, like, representation. So, like, great. It should be put on a pedestal for that. And, you know, some storytellers that I won't name that try to use that to their advantage. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of corporations in general that just try to use that to try and gain, you know, brownie points, where it's like, you know, if these corporations really cared, then they would be portraying themselves in that same way in parts of the world where it's a little bit less accepted, if they were actually trying to change the world in a positive way, but clearly they're not, which makes it feel a lot more predatory. If, you know, it's very clear that their intent is an actual meaningful change in the world, you know. That's the hot take for the day. Right there. Is there another zombie over here? Yeah, there's... maybe I'll reload segment. But, like, I might just be able to run this segment and then get to, like, the cutscene trigger anyway. But, yeah. But, yeah, not really a serious critique. People who do critique it for that kind of deserve to be clowned on. And, yeah, I take issue with that, but my critique wouldn't be it's, well, more of the creators are using real issues to distract from the quality. Yeah, in instances where, like, maybe that's aimed to be the case. Like, there are some movies I could argue that might be the case. Here, it feels very much like the story writers are genuinely trying to make, like, an incredible story. They just really kind of flopped at it, and like I've said before, I think the biggest contributing factor is the storytelling format, like the order in which they tell things. Oh my god, I think is the biggest hindrance of this game's story. Oh my god, that's a tree. Okay, through here. Cutscene trigger? Cutscene trigger. Look, I made it. God, Force Awakens. I mean, I agree that there wasn't good storytelling in that, but was there woke in that? Quote unquote. Again, I don't want to be labeling things as a woke. I'm gonna freaking slowly transform into, like, an average Twitter user. I feel my IQ decreasing by the second. Well, that's not good.
Abby. I found you.
See? We got a live one.
This bitch is fucked up. We'd be lucky if she lasts a month. Can we please just say we're done for the day?
Yeah. Get that thing down. Let's reset the trash.
Really, man? I mean, is she even worth the trip back? It's not like...
Hey, get you?
No. I'm good. Something funny?
Looks like you shit your pants.
Fuck you say?
Oh, little bitch.
Oh, you like funny, huh? Get up.
Come on.
Get up.
We don't need
No,
this.
man, she's fucked up anyway, man. Come on. Yeah, it's funny, right? It's funny.
Serious?
Come on. Laugh.
Wait. You said Abby. You're looking for an Abby, right? We picked one up a couple months ago.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, no, big girl. Blonde. Arms like mine. She had a scrawny kid with cuts by his mouth. Yeah, that's her. You let me go. I'll tell you where she is. You can get to her before that infection takes over.
Talk.
She's in a holding cell at our camp.
Where's that?
Head that way till you hit the railroad track. That'll lead you to a resort. We keep them in the tall, round building. Oh. I swear.